and online, WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. You know how nice it is to say mostly sunny, Jonathan Dent? I can't believe this.
Yeah, first time in feels like weeks.
It sure
Probably
does.
just been since the weekend or
Yeah,
something.
probably. But hey, for the most part, we'll take it. And temperatures trying to warm up just a little bit. We didn't start off as chilly this morning as what we did yesterday. But this morning, Gladwin, 39, Mount Pleasant, 37. Midland was at 39. West Branch was at 37. But everybody else in that low 40-degree range. We hit a high yesterday at, it was about, 5:30 yesterday afternoon. It was late.
Yeah.
Before we finally got a little bit of sun, and it warmed up nicely. I think our high out at the airport, they say, was 52. Some folks did get a little bit warmer than that. Looks like we're going to be warmer still as we go through the day today. And actually, tomorrow isn't going to be all that bad either.
No.
What do we got on the thermometer right now?
Well, right now we've just broken that 50-degree mark out at the airport. Mostly sunny skies and 50 degrees. Downtown Midlands looking at mostly sunny at 51. Here at Radio Center, we're at 52 degrees. And yeah, we're seeing quite a bit of that sunshine right now. South wind at 8 miles per hour and a barometric pressure of 30.03, and that is falling.
The big difference is the south wind. We've been looking at a lot of north stuff here for the past several days. Things, though, deteriorating not so much now. With that south wind, we are going to generate some warmer temperatures. We're going to keep the sun probably for a good part of the day. It does appear as though over on the west side of the state, clouds are moving in. I don't know. I didn't take a look. What are you seeing right now? Grand Rapids, Muskegon, over in that area.
Well, let me take a look here. We've got partly sunny skies across most of it, mostly sunny skies across part of it.
Yeah. So that activity is going to be thickening up the cloud cover as we go through the afternoon. And then eventually tonight, we're going to cloud over. So my guess is after about 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon, we're going to see a few more clouds around here. Increasing clouds overnight. I think we're going to hit 60 degrees. I'm looking optimistically at 62. And the reason why is because we're going to see a south wind pick up a little bit. We could see some wind gusts up to about 15 miles per hour as we work our way through the day. Then the clouds are going to move in. There is a frontal system, a low pressure system right now, which is over the Dakotas. It's going to be moving into Wisconsin later on this afternoon and early tonight. And then across northern Michigan during the day tomorrow, and then wind up probably northern Lake Huron by Thursday night and Friday morning. And then eventually, as we go through the day on Friday, it's going to drift to the north and to the east away from us. So Friday late, we could see a little bit of some spotty sunshine as we go through the day on Friday. But in between, starting after midnight tonight through pretty much all day tomorrow, we're going to be looking at some shower activity. How much is what everybody's been asking me so far this morning and yesterday. We have seen some forecasters projecting as much as an inch, if not more, of rain out of this particular system. I don't think that's going to be the case. It appears to me as though maybe 3/10, maybe 4/10 here in the immediate Great Lakes Bay area. That's going to be about it. The system is a big system, but there's not a huge difference ahead of and after the front. So we're not going to get the rain shower activity due to the big temperature change and a change in the wind direction like we normally would. So I don't think we're going to see as much precipitation, but it's just going to be cloudy, dreary. Fortunately, after a low of 52 tonight, which is where we're at right now for a high temperature, we're looking at 56 for a high tomorrow, so not nearly as warm. Then 51 for a low on tomorrow night, so not a big temperature variance. Shower activity around, yep. The majority of the precipitation is going to be south of us, and by that I mean extreme southern Michigan, down in Indiana, Illinois, and then eventually into Ohio before that system takes flight and moves to the northeast. So cloudy, breezy out of the south tomorrow. Shower activity increasing in coverage as the day goes on, but light to moderate rain shower activity is what we're going to be looking at. Still, some scattered showers around on Friday, but we're also going to have a chance of seeing a little bit of sun. 56 for a high, 42 for a low on Friday night. Then moving into the weekend, temperatures going to cool down a little bit more. Still, a chance of some showers, especially in the morning on Saturday. But the coverage just isn't going to be there on Saturday. It'll be more scattered. 52 for a high, but then 36 for a low on Saturday night. And some folks will drop below freezing on Saturday night. If you don't drop below freezing on Saturday night, you will on Sunday night.
Oh, boy.
Yep, it's going to be a little chilly out there. Frost on the pumpkin and whatever else is outside. That's the way it's going to look. That's Sunday night. Upper 40s, 49 for a high on Sunday, 30 for a low on Sunday night. Right now, some folks will be looking at mid-20s, especially inland and northern Michigan. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised if you see some 26s and 27s in the Flint area, Ann Arbor, and over by Lansing. Those usually are colder. Then moving into Monday, the work week, we'll try to warm up a little bit. Sunshine, 52 for a high, 36 for a low on Monday. And then Tuesday, still some partly cloudy skies. We'll move up into the upper 50s for a high on Tuesday, and we won't be nearly as chilly on Tuesday night. That is going to signify the beginning of an above temperature average trend that starts the 23rd and will go all the way through the 31st. Above average on the temperatures, average as far as the moisture goes. There will be a tendency to possibly get a little bit wet the last weekend of October. We'll keep our eyes on all of that. Record high in the state is 83, set way back in 1908. The record low 20, set in 1948. And a year ago today, we weren't very warm at all. 42 was our high. 37 was our low, and we had 0.2 of an inch of rain.
Well, we'll be there by the end of the week.
Yeah. Yeah, not looking forward to this one at all. Sun will set this evening at 6:48, rise tomorrow morning at 7:55. Incidentally, the coldest ever 18th of October was not a year ago. 1972, 37 was our high and 29 was our low. Now looking a little bit nicer, the warmest 18th of October was 1965. 82 was our high, 58 was our low. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, who do we have?
We'll be talking with Cody Harris from Star of the West. He'll start out our midweek market report. Then we'll head over to Doug Klein from Oppenheimer. All of that's ahead. But first, the weather report today has been brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound-up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant today.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. They are licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. You can get hold of their agents directly on their cell phones for questions or emergencies. Or you can contact the Sarr Agency in their office in downtown Reese. 989-868-4722. Be prepared. Take advantage of the good. Protect yourself against the bad with the help of the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Cody Harris joining us right now from Star of the West. Cody, you brought us some sun today?
Oh my goodness, I couldn't believe that it still existed. But yeah, we got some sun today and it looks like it's shining on the market. So we got some green across the board. Soybeans are trying to battle in the green, but so far it's a good midweek, I can tell you that.
Well, how did you work that?
I wish I could tell you, because then I could do it every day, but sometimes you just got to take them as it is.
So the reason why the markets are doing what they're doing, Cody?
Well, I mean, overnight we had the conflict over in the Middle East. It seems to be ramping up, which sent crude oil a couple dollars higher, which really pulled corn and soybeans up on the overnight. I know I see soybeans kind of pulled back to just about even here this morning. That's more or less to do with some technical levels. It seems like the $13 November soy futures, that just seems like a significant technical resistance level. So every time we kind of get around that $13 futures, soybeans seem to have a little sell off and pull back. But overall, like I said, it seems to be a lot of international news that's really pulling on these markets, even kind of in the wheat arena. I think there's been some rumors of some Chinese sales of wheat, which kind of hasn't been heard of, but as the last couple of weeks, getting more and more traction, especially because Australian wheat production could possibly fall like 40% due to drought. So China's kind of looking elsewhere to fill those wheat needs, and the U.S. seems to be kind of on the top of that list along with Ukraine. But overall, like I said, diving into it, I'll get right in it. We got cash wheat right now. That's up 7, 538 on the white, 468 on the red. New crop 2024 wheat, that's up 6, 627 on the white, 552 on the red. Then looking over at cash and new crop corn, that's up 3 at 422. And then I'm going to call cash and new crop soybeans unchanged at the moment at 1217.
As far as any of the crops coming off, are we seeing any progress in the corn complex right now, Cody?
I would say we are just getting started on corn. We kind of talked about it with kind of our locations here in the Saginaw Valley area and up into the Thumb earlier this week. Had a few guys go last week, end of last week, and beginning of this week. Just a handful here and there, just because they can't get in the beans with the weather that we've had over the last couple of weeks. But as far as corn goes, it's just getting started. We're just on the front end, a few guys going, which, we're seeing moistures range from anywhere to just under 20 to mid 30s as far as moisture is concerned. So we still got a little ways to go at that, but guys are trying to get as much done as they can, or anything done, with this little bit of weather. So hopefully the sun keeps shining and we can make some more progress on that.
There you go. Cody, have a good one. We'll talk to you again soon.
Sounds good. Talk to you guys later.
You betcha. Cody Harris over at Star of the West. Doug Klein joining us right now, Jonathan?
Yep, we'll slide on over to Oppenheimer. The market report today brought to you by Schaefer and Beerline. The seasons are changing, and so is the new Ram truck inventory over at Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth. They've got 2023 HDs still coming in, and the 2024 1500s are arriving. So if you're in the market for a new Ram 1500, a Ram heavy-duty pickup, a ProMaster van, or a Ram commercial truck, and you want to buy with confidence from a business-link dealer that knows what customer satisfaction truly is, then it's time to go to Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth, where family and service sells cars. Also by Thumb Bank, they've been making agricultural loans since 1895. Farming today continues to offer challenges that are very demanding, and Thumb Bank and Trust helps you stay up to date on industry trends and the trends of your operation. Thumb Bank and Trust, now with 13 locations throughout the Thumb and in the Great Lakes Bay region. Thumb Bank and Trust, where relationships are built on trust. We say good morning to Doug Klein from Oppenheimer. Doug, how are things going today?
Well, things are a little bit mixed up today. Interest rates are at a 1995 high as far as mortgages go, and mortgage demand is at a 26-year low. So that's kind of putting a crimp on the housing market. Speaking of that, I heard that the Department of Justice is looking at the Board of Realtors as far as kind of having a monopoly on real estate and kind of sort of price fixing as far as commissions go. So that's going to be an interesting one. Probably nothing will come of it, but that's kind of what they're looking at there. Crude oil's up $1.50, 88.10. That's not welcome here, but some IEA report came out, and there was a fair draw on distillates and things like that. So that's a thing. And the dollar's going higher, 106.58. That's not great. And let's see, the 10-year Treasury hit 4.9. That hasn't been that high since 2006. So all those things, here's your numbers. The December corn is 4.92, up 3 cents. March corn is 5.06 3/4, also up 3 cents. November soybeans 12.95 down 1 1/4. The March soybeans 13.26 3/4, down 2 1/2. December wheat is 5.77 up 7, and March wheat is 6.05 up 6 3/4. Crude oil is 87.94, up $1.28. Heating oil is 313.54, down 4.2 cents. Gasoline is 233.14, that's up 5 cents. Natural gas is 372.9, that's up 2 1/4 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, US dollar buys $1.3689 Canadian, that's up 40 ticks. The dollar buys 149.85 yen, that's up 5 ticks, and it's rapidly approaching that 150 mark. And I looked at the chart on the yen, and it wasn't but about 10 years ago or so that a dollar only bought 75 yen. So that kind of tells you how wild currencies can be and how huge the effect can be on international trade. You know, like that's 100% change in the amount of yen that the dollar buys. So that makes Japanese imports fairly cheap comparatively. Over to the euro, it's at 105.29, down 46 ticks, and the dollar's at 106.60, that's up 36 ticks. Gold is at 1957.60, up $35. Silver's 22.93, down 10 cents. Platinum's at 883.10, that's down $19.10.
Well, hang on.
I know.
We got a wild ride coming up this afternoon, I'm
I
afraid.
tell you.
Talk to you later.
Okay.
Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Predictability in farming is next to impossible until now. Pivot Bio provides a more reliable, more predictable source of nitrogen. Pivot Bio delivers nitrogen directly to the plant throughout the growing season. Because it adheres directly to the root, Pivot Bio doesn't wash away in the rain. So plant more predictability next season with Pivot Bio. Learn more by getting a hold of Don Morris, 989-239-2791, or Allie Morris, 989-780-3770, and get Pivot Bio products on your operation. Take a break, and then, Jonathan, who do we have?
We'll be talking with Jerry Samolsky from Bay Landscaping and Garden Center right after this.
How do you make the most of your land? Shaw does it behind the wheel of a John Deere 1025R compact tractor.
Why do I go by Shaw? Shaw stands for skilled hands at work.
And he lives up to the name as he uses his versatile tractor
I'm gonna make my yard look as beautiful as I possibly can.
But the Hubbards use their 1025R to
both vegetables and my flowers. It's exciting, putting yourself out there, learning something new.
And with a long list of easy-to-attach implements, ranging from a front loader to a box blade and backhoe, they both can make
the earth take the shape that I want it to take.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. How will you make the most of yours? Nothing runs like a Deere. Get a 1-Series tractor for just $130 per month at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2315.
Contact one of Tri-County Equipment's 11 locations: Auburn Hills, Bad Axe, Birch Run, Burton, Caro, Fenton, Lapeer, Marlette, Reese, Saginaw, or Sandusky, or visit Tri-County Equipment online at tricountyequipment.com.
From breeders' first work on trait identification through years of strip trials all the way to shipping, it takes a team of experts to deliver every beta seed variety. The teamwork doesn't end there. It continues with our most important teammate, growers like you. Your feedback helps us shape the next generation of sugar beet solutions to maximize tonnage and sugar content while managing disease. Let's keep the momentum going. Contact your Beta Seed rep for more info. Beta Seed, breeding confidence.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Frankenmuth Credit Union. They do have lines of credit, equipment loans, financing for purchasing land, credit cards, and more. Stop by any of their offices today and find out how they can become your hometown financial solution. FrankenmuthCU.org is the website for more information. We say good morning to Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Beautiful day out there today, Jerry.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm down in Louisville, Kentucky today, and I'm going to the Green Industry Equipment Show. It's a nationwide show featuring A lot of heavy metal, a lot of equipment for us landscapers. So I want to see what there is to see and hopefully figure out how to do a better job with better equipment.
They do make the job a little bit easier, don't they?
It sure does. Hey, Terry, I just want to remind everybody that, weeding right now is like, well, the season's over, just call it quits. Get those weeds taken care of, whether they're in the lawn or in your planting beds, either by spraying and or pulling, because next spring, when you go through, those weeds might die back to the ground. You think you've got them all, but the roots are still there and they'll come back up. And you wonder why your pre-emergent doesn't work. Well, pre-emergent doesn't kill weeds. It helps seeds from germinating, keep seeds from germinating. So if the root is there and you can't see the top, up the weed will come and you'll have to deal with it in the spring. So before you cut back your perennials, make sure you get all the weeds done and then cut back the perennials. Because again, if you cut back perennials and you got a weed or two in there, you cut the head off and you're going to have them come back again next spring, stronger and better. So weed, Terry.
Good advice. Jerry, take care. Drive careful, all right?
Yes, sir.
All righty. Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Quality roasting of Reese and Frankenmuth and in the Reese area is your place if you want to sell soybeans, because they do offer consistent competitive prices for your soybeans. Call Quality Roasting of Reese for a quote today. We say good morning to Ed Garber. Ed, how you doing?
Morning, Terry. I'm great. How are you today?
Good. Are you out and about today?
I am out and about today. The sun's shining, right? I love it.
Well, yeah. Hey, what's going on that farmers should be aware of right now? What should we be doing?
Well, it's been a crazy year. It's been a crazy ride. What I'm finding a lot, and actually what I'm on the side of the road here, what I'm looking at, there's a lot of mold. There's a lot of mold happening in the cornfields, in the ears, in the kernels. It's not really variety hybrid specific. It's just been wet conditions, lack of heat, slow grain fill. Tighter husk hybrids are worse. And I guess just be aware. I think getting this corn earlier rather than later is going to be better. There's some sprouting going on. Some of that I think we can clean up with the combine, but I'm just not sure the grain quality is great going on out there right now, Terry.
All right. Good suggestions. Good advice. Scout the fields, right?
Yeah, you betcha. Know what you got.
You got it. Ed Garber, always good to talk. You take care. All righty?
Thank you.
You bet. We'll be right back. Do you have a yield monitor in your combine? Do you print off a pretty picture every year, but you don't know what to do with it? Why don't you have PC Ag Solutions analyze your data to help you make profitable decisions for the upcoming season? We can help you analyze your data from your planter, sprayer, or combine and compare it to your soil types and nutrient availability. Anything from the planting date to your speed, population, and variety to elevation, drainage, and in-season applications. We can help you make the most profitable decision on your farm. Call us today, 989-868-4444.
If you know that sound, you know it's the sound of a bag of Pioneer brand Optimum Aquamax seed corn being opened. The sound of the most drought-tolerant seeds Pioneer has ever produced about to be unleashed into acres of unique environments. Innovation that turns unpredictable years into memorable ones, making tough conditions question their own toughness. Pioneer brand Optimum Aquamax corn products. Field proven and ready for yours. Visit pioneer.com/fight-drought.
Farm Service has been brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. If you got questions about what you should be doing when you scout your fields, Vic Huffer at Freeland Bean and Grain, he'll help you out. Freeland Bean and Grain, serving you since 1983. Where serving you is their business. Back at 12:30 now, we conclude with the playing of our national anthem.
from the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Steve Kathan. President Biden's heading back to the U.S. after going to Israel in a show of American support.
I was outraged and saddened by the enormous loss of life yesterday in the hospital in Gaza.
Hamas blamed Israel for that deadly explosion. Mr. Biden says intelligence information says otherwise.
Based on the information we've seen to date, it appears the result of an errant rocket fired by a terrorist group in Gaza.
Mr. Biden pledged U.S. financial help for Israel. He urged humanitarian help for Gaza and warned against a wider conflict.
My message to any state or any other hostile actor thinking about attacking Israel remains the same as it was a week ago. Don't.
President Biden expressed concern for hostages held by Hamas. Some are Americans. CBS's Margaret Brennan says yesterday's events may have changed the climate.
I've been talking to sources in the Middle East, here in the United States, people who work with hostage families. There had been some hope leading up to this bombing. I am told Hamas is signaling that it is not possible for them at this moment to go through with any kind of release.
Now to Washington, CBS's Nicole Killian reports Ohio Republican Jim Jordan's name is now going up again before the full House, a day after his bid to become Speaker fell short.
Jim Jordan has made clear that he does not intend to drop out of this race in any way, that he is going to ride this out as best he can, although some members have expressed skepticism, even suggesting that he may be losing votes. But again, we will see as this vote plays out.
In Alabama, the Dutch man linked to the disappearance of 18-year-old Natalie Holloway 18 years ago pleaded guilty today to charges that he extorted her mother. Joran Vandersloot admitted killing Holloway and detailed what happened to her as part of that plea deal. In Penrose, Colorado, officials now say the remains of at least 189 people have been removed from a funeral home. A couple of weeks ago, decaying bodies were found when police responded to calls about a bad odor. Tanya Wilson is one of hundreds of people now with questions about the fate of their loved ones.
I already believe in my heart that the ashes that we were given weren't real. It didn't come with any of the necessary paperwork. It didn't come with the metal registration tag. My question is what were we given and where is our mother?
Police are weighing possible criminal charges against the owners. A New Mexico grand jury will consider new evidence soon in a bid